Hello everybody and welcome to day number 12 of our Build Your Handstand 30-day challenge. Let's start straight away with a warm-up. Let's step the legs apart and combine the side-to-side exercise with the arm scoops. And first of all, put your hands on your hips and let's take 3 deep squats here, really pushing the knees out to the side for 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, great. So next, let's just do a few circles to the left. So I've got my left hand here on my left hip, bend the left knee, scoop, really rotate the torso to the side until you can't go further up with your arm, and then rotate to the back. And scoop. And scoop. And scoop. Really make the arm circle here as big and juicy as possible. And scoop. And scoop. Okay, great. Other side, so adjust the stance of your feet. Maybe you want to pivot the left in a little bit, pivot the right out, right hand on the right hip, bend the right knee and scoop here. Really rotate the torso to the side until you can't go any further, and then rotate the arm and scoop. And scoop. And scoop. And scoop. Scoop. Okay, great. So now let's combine left and right. Go to the left and straight away over to the right. Pivot the feet to adjust your stance. And right and left. Really pivot. And scoop. Turn the torso to the side. Scoop. And scoop. And scoop. And scoop. Excellent. Very, very good. Now step the feet a little bit closer together. Let's reach up with the right hand, reaching up really, really high up towards the ceiling. Push against your thigh here with the left, and then reach up and over. So you're going to reach up and to the side, bringing the arm here closer to your head. And come out of the stretch. Let's do the other side. Reach up, up, up as high as possible with the left. Push into your right thigh with the hand here. Reach up and over, bringing the arm closer to your head. Come out of the stretch and then step your feet here. Parallel position. Hip width apart, and then let's just roll down through the spine here. First chin to chest, and then allow this to affect the upper body, allowing the arms here to hang, round upper back, and then bend the knees and roll down further. Try to bring the hands on the floor. So again, you can be on blocks here or put your hands on your shins, but if you can, and then bring the hands here onto the floor. Generously bend the knees, creating a tabletop position for your upper body to rest on. Really allow your upper body to rest on your thighs. You can hold on to your elbows here as well if you like. Release the neck. Weight of the head is pulling you further towards the floor, lengthening the spine. Then bring the hands back onto the floor. Bring a little bit of weight onto the hands so you can come down into a squatting position here. Adjust the feet if you need to. Create a very compact position here that allows you to stretch your Achilles. You can drop the head as well if you want to. Now from here, walk the hands to the front for 1 and 2 and slightly widen the step here in between the legs, and you are in a moderate downward facing dog position here. Now bend the knees as much as necessary and bring the shoulders over the wrists, rounding the back. Bend the knees more, draw the hips back and allow the shoulders to open, coming further towards the floor with the shoulders. And if you can touch the rib cage, the thighs with your rib cage, then that's great and round the back to come a bit further to the front again. Shoulders over wrists, bend the knees, draw the hips back. Round the back, bend the knees, open the shoulders and straighten the knees, round the back. Come closer to the floor, draw the hips back. Great, now come down to the floor here. And now we are going to take the hands here into a fan position. Push your thumbs together and spread the fingers as wide as possible and bring the hands here in front of you. Keep the elbows straight and then bring the shoulders above the wrists. Maybe you have to adjust the stance in the knees here and then just gently rock back and forth. And now let's take this gentle wrist stretch into a circle. Make sure you keep the elbows straight. Exploring the range of your wrist mobility and circle right, front, left, and back. And maybe the movement affects your shoulder line a bit, that's okay. But keep the elbows straight here, exploring your mobility range in all directions. And let's change direction. Let's go to the left, front, right, back, and left, front, right, and back. Okay, great. And sit back and come out of this stretch. Hands in front of you. Let's open and close the hands a little bit faster. And a little bit faster. And faster. And faster. And relax. Great, very good. Now let's take it into a sideways plank position. Full sideways plank for 10 seconds. You can keep the other hand here in front of you if you like, or you can take the hand onto the hips. So bring the right hand onto the floor and left leg comes out here to the side straight, and then join the other foot. And if you can, bring the hand to the hip. Hold it with me for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hand onto the floor and knee to the floor. Come back to center. Very good. Well done. Really make sure you push into the floor. You maintain a straight line by drawing the stomach in, and make sure you don't collapse in the shoulders. You really want to push into the floor as much as possible. And now on the other side, straighten the leg, join the other foot, keep your hand, the right one on the floor, or put it onto your hip and hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And bring the hand down, knee to the floor. Fantastic. Very good. All right, let's just open up the shoulder line once. By stretching to the front here, arms are this time as wide as the mat. Try to bring the shoulders down towards the floor. Okay, great. Come back to your 4-point position. And the legs are stretched out here. The right leg behind you. Look at your right knee. Is it straight? Straighten it. Point your toe. Let's lift the leg for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring the leg down. Change. Kick the left leg out to the back. Look at your left knee. Is it straight? Straighten it. Point your toe. Lift for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Swing the legs around. Meet me on your back. And draw both knees now into the chest, just enjoying a moment of release. Your back flat against the floor. And just take a second to enjoy this moment of dropping all of your weight into the floor. Isn't that nice to take a break? It's always nice to take a break. Okay, now allow the left foot to float towards the ground, and then take hold of your right thigh here. You know this one already. We're going to flex the foot and kick the heel up towards the ceiling, holding here. This time for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And change legs. Left knee floats up. Take hold of your left thigh. Flex the left foot. Kick the heel up towards the ceiling. Really, really, really straighten your knee. Even if your leg is not 90 degrees, straighten your knee for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, bring it down. Now, one more time. This time we do the pointed foot version, pulling the legs towards the body. Right knee floats up. Straighten your right leg and the right knee. Toes pointed. Pull towards you for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, great. Release. Other leg. Knee floats towards you. Straighten. Straighten the knee. Point the toe. Pull towards you for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring the foot down. Palms facing the ceiling. Peel the shoulders off the floor. Bring the right knee up high to a 90-degree angle here. Join the left. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. First shoulder blades go down, then the feet go down. Okay, great, fabulous. And now come back up, meet me in a 4-point position. So maybe some of you are wondering why we're doing all of this leg mobility stuff, and it is because once we get to the kick-ups, it's very important that you know what your legs are doing and that you've got good control over them, and especially that you can straighten them. If you can straighten your legs, then you have a strong kick-up, and it's just this strange thing that maybe it's because the knees are so far away from your head that it can be very difficult to make that connection and to straighten the knee in the kick up. Even though you want to do it, your leg just doesn't do it. So we are strengthening the connection between your brain and your lovely knees and toes so that you know what you are doing and they know what you want them to do later on when we do the kick ups. Let's do a mini handstand. Hold for 16 seconds. 4-point position. Prop the feet up. Peel the knees off the floor. Walk the feet in. Push the hips up very high, very, very high. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Come back to the floor. Just come back to the 4-point position. And one more time, let's just remind ourselves what this means to keep the shoulders above the wrists, yeah? Look at your shoulders. You will be able to see them out of the corner of your eye. This is what it looks like when they are aligned. This is where they need to be. I'd say that 80% of all of the difficulties later on when we do kick-ups arise from not rounding the back or the shoulders not being aligned. Most commonly, that will be the reason for anything that gets difficult or starts to feel impossible. But in fact, nothing will start to feel impossible because we're preparing everything well. Reach behind you here with the fingers, opening the chest to the front. Okay, come back here now into a 4-point position. Let me show you the exercise first. What we're going to do now is from the mini handstand, one leg in a 45-degree angle, and then I just want you to lift the leg to not even quite 90 degrees, just up and down, yeah? Just in a range where you could potentially still see the leg. So it's not yet about whacking the leg up anywhere at all. It's just really like lifting it up and down. The most important bit here is that you keep the knee straight. Knee straight, elbows straight. That is already a big part of your handstands and kick-ups. Okay. And mini handstand. Right leg behind you here. Lift it up to 90 degrees for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Change legs. Push the hips up high one more time. Left leg goes behind you. I lift for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Fantastic. Okay, very good. Reach the hands behind you. And breathe. Okay. Next, we are going to lift the leg, keeping the knee bent as high as possible, holding it for 15 seconds. 4-point position. Peel the knees off the floor. Step the legs in. Right leg lifts up with a bent knee as high as possible. Push that heel up towards the ceiling. Hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Come down to the floor. Just bring the knees down for a second. Take a breather. Bring the arms to the front. Really, really stretch to the front here, elevating the shoulders as much as possible. Let's go again straight away. Peel the knees off the floor and lift the left leg here. Kick the heel up towards the ceiling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, great. Bring the leg back down. Now let's come and work with our elevation. And I am going to do this now here on the mat, and you can still do this with the wall behind you, but you don't have to. If you feel safe enough, then you can do this without the wall. And we are going to do twice we're going to just hover the foot, and then we're going to try and step the second foot up here onto the elevation. So again, like if you feel safer with the wall behind you, or maybe you have a sofa behind you or something, then feel free to do it like that. Okay, so let's find a good distance here again away from the elevation. And now it's very important that you keep the shoulders here already aligned with the wrists. Check where your shoulders are. 1 foot up onto the elevation. Really push the shoulders into the floor. Really elevate them. Really, really round the back. Hover the foot above the floor for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and come back down. And roll back up. And roll the shoulders up. Roll the shoulders back. 1, 2, 3, and to the front for 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's do the other side in a second. And sometimes these handstands with the elevation can feel harder than the actual handstands against the wall, but it's really essential for building strength in the shoulders, right? So try to push through this. If you find it difficult, count with me in your head or count out loud. Let's do the other side. And find a position on the floor for your hands. And step the foot up onto the elevation. Make sure your shoulders are aligned around the back. Keep the elbows straight. and hover for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Bring the foot down. Okay, and roll the shoulders back 3 times. And while you take a breather, I'll just quickly explain to you what comes next. So next we are going to take the second foot onto the elevation as well, pushing the hips up as high as possible. So this is what it looks like. You are going to bring one foot here onto the elevation, look in between your hands, really round the back, and then join the other foot without looking at it. And that means that you gotta really push the hips. As high as possible. So this is the point where sometimes people have to change either the distance from the elevation, or you may want to try another elevation. Maybe a higher one, maybe a lower one. Most likely it's going to be a higher one, because this is more challenging basically for your hamstring mobility. But let's try it all together 3 times 10 seconds. So bring the hands onto the floor and bring the right foot up. Really look in between your hands, round your back, shoulders stay in line with the wrists, keep the elbows straight, and now join the second leg without looking at it. Lift it up onto the elevation and trust that it's going to make its way there. Push the hips up really high and stay for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Step down 1, 2, and come back up. So here now it becomes very important that you round your back as much as possible. The most common mistakes here, the reason why this may feel very difficult, is either if you straighten your back here like that, which is what we don't want, or if you overshoot to the front like this, which also makes it very difficult to hold. So make sure that your distance here between you and the elevation is right, and then that you set up this exercise already properly when the hands come onto the floor. So let's do this again. Hands on the floor. And now step 1 foot up onto the elevation. Make sure that your shoulders are in line with the wrists and that your back is round. Join the second foot without looking at it. Keep looking in between your hands. Hold it here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Step down 1, 2. Excellent. Very good. Very good. Elevating the shoulders and rounding the back. You will hear it over and over again from me. It is the most important, apart from straightening the elbows, to make this position as stable and strong as possible. Let's do a third one. Hands on the floor. Keep looking in between your hands. Make sure your shoulders are in line, round the back. Step 1 foot up, join the second one. Push the hips up really, really high and hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Step down 1, 2, and roll back up. Fantastic. Very good. Very good work. Put your elevation away and let's do a gentle cool down. Step the legs apart here into a straddle and then just swing the arms here left and right, reaching behind you and reach and reach, reach. If you want to, you can follow your hands with your eyes here, creating a full spinal twist. And then take it a little bit higher here into a horizontal. And a bit higher into a high diagonal. And a little bit higher. Okay, great. So keep the legs like this in straddle position and then scoop the air here in front of you. Reach up and scoop. And up. And scoop. And reach up. And scoop. And reach up. and scoop. Really push the knees out to the side and scoop the air in front of you and reach. And scoop and reach. Okay, great. Very good. And now come again to a standing position. The feet hip width apart. Make sure you've got some space here in front of you. And then let's just slowly roll down again, chin to chest. Allow the upper body to also curve now and bend the knees. Allow the hands to float all the way onto the floor, creating a tabletop surface here with your thighs one more time for your upper body to rest on. Release your entire weight onto the thighs. Release the neck. Hold on to your elbows if you like. Hands on the floor. Bit more weight in the hands and come down here to a squat position. Reach with the hands, reach to the front. Stretching the Achilles. Okay, great. Now allow the knees to float to the floor and turn around. Meet me on your back. Roll down onto your back. And just bring the right leg in and the left leg. Squeeze the knees towards you. And breathe and relax. The work is done. Feel the flatness of your lower back here on the floor. Imagining it melts into the floor like a pancake, and then let the feet float down to the floor a little bit wider than hip width, and the knees fall towards each other. Hands by your side. You can close your eyes here if you like. Now just release everything into the floor. Feel the flatness of the lower back melt into the floor. Maybe you want to adjust the shoulders slightly. Feel the flatness of the upper back fall into the ground, flattening against the floor. Your weight is dropping down into the floor and lower than the floor, away from you. And stay here, trying to release everything, tension, effort. Everything drops into the floor. Take a deep breath in and out, and you can stay here for longer if you like in this relaxation. I'm gonna sit back up and say goodbye to you for today. Tomorrow we have one more exercise day before our stretch day, and that's almost 2 weeks done already on our way to kick up against the wall into a handstand. Have a lovely day.